This video demonstration is brought to you by the Craft channel in association with the Craft Robo. For more information visit www.graphtechgb.com/Craft Robo. Hi, my name is Kate Hemmings and I'm pleased to welcome you to a special video project demonstration brought to you by the Craft channel in association with Craft Tech. Today I'm joined by Kirsty Wiseman, who's going to be showing us how to cut out lettering using the Craft Robo Lite. Hi Kirsty.
Hi Kate.
So what lettering are we going to be cutting out?
There's many forms of lettering that you can cut out. You are only limited by the amount of text, the fonts that you've got in your library.
Okay.
There's a lot of people that like to collect their fonts, so you can go for your plain scripts or your brush scripts, and you can even cut out dingbats, which are the shapes, but we'll talk about that another time.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out some individual lettering that cuts out each individual letter without a script join. Okay, and then I'm going to do another one using the welding tool, which is synonymous with the Robo software. It's fabulous. It cuts it all out in one and gives it a nice signature kind of fluid look about it. So we're going to start off with the individual lettering, and when you open up a new file, you always go to new, always A4, always landscape, then click OK. So we've got our grid line. We are actually cutting a full sheet of A4, so I'm going to cut out a large hello, because it's not just for card making and for scrapbooking that you can cut the lettering out. You can actually do these for kids' birthday parties or welcome home banners. So you can cut out the letters as big as A4 to make signs and statements, so you don't have to go to a printer's and pay a lot of money. You can cut them out straight from home.
Great.
So you click on the text tool and it'll bring up a prompt box, and you will select the font that you want to work with. Now in this box here will give you the shape of how the font is going to look. So Arial's a pretty basic font, but I like Georgia, so I'm going to scroll down. So however big your font library is, it could take a while. I'm a collector of fonts myself.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
Oh heck, I think I've gone a bit too far. Hang on a second. See, we've got a lot of fonts on here. All right, so we've got Georgia. All right, you can tell the machine if you want to go bigger than the default size of 20 by 20 millimeters. It doesn't matter because you can always resize once it's placed. Okay, so I'm going to leave it for now, and I'm going to choose that I want italic, and I'm going to type in a simple hello.
And there it is.
And I can place that anywhere I want. So if I'm only using a small piece of paper, I make sure that I use minimum paper within the grid lines, okay? But we're using a full sheet of A4, so I think it would be rude not to make use of it.
Well, it would really.
And now we just go to print. So we go to the print button. We only want one copy. Okay, and we determine the media that we're using. We're going to use a thick media, which is a card. It's not thick card, it's not thin card, it's just a general card stock weight. So we'll click next. The blade adjustment cap, I'm just going to determine that I am using yellow. Yes, I am. Okay, close the lid. Always keep the lid closed. The design orientation is landscape. Okay, so we click on next. We've loaded the media, so we'll press OK. We don't need to worry about registration marks on this one. We'll start cutting. Actually, what we need to do, we actually need to load it first. I do apologise. So we line it up on the grid lines as marked, and we press Enter.
Lines it up nicely for you.
Lines it up nicely. You don't need to worry about anything. Remember to keep the lid closed, and we're ready to go. Press OK. Okay, it's finished cutting. We can see that it's got some nice cutting marks. When we're happy with that, we need to unload media. And in this screen box here, it will give you a list of options, okay? So we'll press Enter to unload. And there we have some really nice big lettering. Now, if you are doing big cards, you could stick them on there. You could stick them on windows for welcome home greetings or to celebrate a party. But they come out nice and neat and crisp. There we are, look at these, they're lovely. So
They're
you
really
hold
nice.
up the letters. especially for scrapbooking, because that's a big piece of, that's the largest media that a crafter will work in, especially on paper. So we've got the hello.
Fantastic, thanks very much, Kirsty.
Okay.
Is there anything else you're going to show us today?
Yeah, I'm going to show you the welded version now. This will cut out the word as a whole, so it looks like a script font. Okay, so I need to load this up with card first. In fact, Kate, can I get you to line that up in the grid lines while I move to the next screen? Right. We've got the word hello already on the screen here, but we need to move the letters close to each other. So we're going to, what you need to do is grab each letter individually and make it touch the letter in front just slightly. Can you see how it's moved together? You do actually have to make each letter touch slightly, otherwise it won't work. Okay? If I was to hit cut now, it would cut those letters individually, right? But what you need to do is to grab all the letters together as a whole, here, with your select tool, and then hit this tool up. Can you see this circle and square? That means it's going to merge the shapes together. It's called weld shapes. And can you see how it's welded them all together?
Yep.
So there's no joins. Actually, my O isn't quite joined there. So what I'm going to do is just press Command and Z. It'll just undo my last action. Move that 0 so it's touching the L properly. There we go. You do have to be very careful and observe everything you're doing as you're going along.
We just need to load our paper first as well.
Okay, so before we hit the cut button, we'll load it against the guidelines and then we press enter, which will load it. Okay, I'm just going to give that a bit more of a secure rub down. Close the lid. And then we're going to go to the cut option again. Always choose one. Okay, determine the media that you're using. We're going to use thick media. And again, always double check that you're using the right blade. If you use a thicker blade on a thinner media, it will cut through to your carrier mat. Okay, and that will just shorten the longevity of it. So we'll click next. The design orientation we know is landscape. Okay, we've loaded the media. Next again, and press cut. And this time it will cut out the word as a whole. Okay. In your window box here, it will tell you that you can unload media, so you press enter. And if we take the lettering out, it should come out as one whole word. So take out your middle pieces first, from your E's and your O's. They can be quite fragile, so do be careful, because if you rip them, you are going to pull the letters apart. All right?
Especially when they're quite small.
Yeah, if it's bigger, you don't need to worry so much. But this one has cut out as one word, and it gives it a nice signature fluid finish, I think.
Fantastic, thanks very much, Kirsty. That's all we've got time for here today, but stay tuned for more exciting demonstrations. See you next time.